you all cavers, I hope you are well. I have got some stuff in the mail. I have opened it and it's because we had a bit of a postal issue, but I have not spoiled the surprise for you. So let's start with this really big interesting looking thing here. And due to my recent forays with acrylic, I have gone and ordered myself, oh it's stuck, there we go. I ordered myself nothing. No, I'm kidding. This is a Perspex Pip, leave that alone please, she's sniffing the packages. This is a Perspex palette and this is sort of a la Bob Ross. There you go, you can see the reflection in the window, you can see it now. And he used a Perspex paint palette, it was a lot bigger than this one, and he actually scratched all the surface underneath to make it matte so that he could see his paint and where he was putting his paintbrush. I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not, but it is very good because obviously it's quite flexible but it's durable and it's easily cleaned as well. So if I ever get round to doing a Bob Ross video, I can use it for oil paints, but I was thinking more for acrylics, especially if I'm going to have a go at painting a large canvas for my bathroom project, which you guys will all be involved in. So yeah, that's the first thing. And the nice thing about it is obviously it's the same on either side, so it doesn't matter whether you're left or right handed, because for me obviously I want to have it this way round because I need this hand to paint. But for all you tighty righties, oh which way, that way, yeah, then yeah, so that was good fun. That was relatively cheap, I just got that on eBay. Next up, this was a bit of a weird one. I was ordering other things and I saw this and I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna get this while I'm here. Oh. Now, this is masking fluid. This is the Schminke masking fluid in a dispensing bottle. My first experience with masking fluid was a horrible one. There is a video on it. I shall link it down in the description and also in the end card for you if you want to watch it. I don't do well with chemically smells, and it sounds ridiculous. I live on a farm. I'm used to really offensive smells. But the masking fluid that I tried was the Windsor and Newton one, and it was revolting. That is the only way I can describe it. The consistency, it was disgusting. It's stinky and it's really messy. So I had watched a few review videos on YouTube. The main one was Casey Golden and she tested a buttload of masking fluids. Again, I will link that video down in the description for you if you're ever interested in using masking fluid. It is well worth a watch. And this came out as one of the ones that she preferred. It is blue so that you can see where you're putting it down on the paper. Not only that, it comes in this little bottle, and if I just take the top off it, and it's a really fine point, so for covering large areas it might not be that great, but for, oh we're leaking, we're leaking. I was trying to find a scrap of paper to show you this on, because I'm going to have to wipe this off now, dagnammit. Yeah, so there you are, that, you know, you can get really fine area coverage with it. Better put the lid back on it before something happens, and you can just peel it off as normal masking fluid, so it's less mess. And for someone like me who likes finer details, I think this is going to be good. So I will be testing this out at some point. The next time I do a watercolour video, I will make a point of using it. So I think I paid about £8 for that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll put it down at the bottom of the screen here so that you can see the cost of it to me. So I'm quite excited to try this out. A haul video would not be a haul video without the inevitable, and that is some of the lovely handmade watercolours from Julia Callan, my friend and chief enabler. So she sent me one of her little packages as usual. Our stuff's always packaged really, really nicely, and it's been quite warm here, and she always sends a sample paint dot, and she staples it to her oh my goodness, that's my good hand as well. She always I'll get it later. She always staples it to her business card, and mine has melted in the post. Oh no. So I don't know what colour this is supposed to be. It doesn't look like anything I've already got. I have contacted her to ask her as well because this is unidentifiable, but that kind of tickled me a little bit. So I don't know what state my actual paints are in. She's also sent a little card with one of her collections, and she does paints around themes, and this is the Jane Austen collection. So I already own some of these. So that's kind of like galvanised me into buying the other ones, because let's face it, I do have a bit of a Julia paint addiction these days. I'm going to have to get help for that. So I'm just going to unwrap these and I'm going to swatch these out and show you them. You all know how excited I get about watercolour, especially handmade watercolours, because they're just so nice. And she's got her lovely little wrapping as usual. I hate destroying this wrapping because it's so pretty. I say that about a lot of parcels as well, but I really appreciate stuff like that. It shows attention to detail and care. Okay, so we've got 4 half pans here. Oh, we're a bit stuck. Oh no. So I have Nightly, which is one of the Jane Austen collection. I also have Ellen, I have Elizabeth, and I have Bjorn as well. So we are going to have a quick look at these. Conveniently, my little Arteza sketchbook, the little watercolour one, is right here, and I do have a page specifically for testing out Julia's paints. She's got her own dedicated page. I'm just going to grab a little clip as well. And conveniently, I have a paintbrush and some water to hand as well. It's not the cleanest of water, but that's because I've been painting other things. So let's get these unwrapped. Okay, so let's have a little go with Bjorn. Oh. That is just ripe for some of my woodland scenes, I feel. Bjorn. Okay, let's take a look at Elizabeth. This is quite a sort of serene, muted colour. This is going to be great for shadows, I think, especially sort of moody paintings that are maybe like nighttime scenes. It does have a slightly green tint to it as well, which is nice, which again kind of suits me for what I like to paint. And we have got Nightly here, and this looks like a really rich colour. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, look at this. Now see, that instantly conjures up images of Mediterranean buildings. There's buildings in Italy that are this colour. That sort of almost terracotta. Hi Pip. Pip's been wandering about outside. She's back. You behaving yourself? Yes, yes. Okay, and lastly we have got Ellen, which is one of my sister-in-law's names. A piece of useless information for you. Oh no, that's not what I was expecting at all. But I kind of like it. This is not a colour that I would typically paint with. But that's a really good thing because it'll encourage me to try different colours. That's like a painting of a plum or something. A plum is in the fruit, obviously, waiting to happen. I really like that. Oh. We like new colours. New colours are good. So yeah, there you go. Now that this is dry, oh come on, autofocus, you can do it. Here, please. Yep. So now that these are dry, you can see that Ellen is one of those paints that has that lovely metallic sort of sheen on it. There we are. If I tilt it, you can see it there, and that is just absolutely gorgeous. I like that so much. I'm going to paint a plum with that. You have my word on that. Okay, this next package I thought was something for the cave and it's not, so that's tickled me a little bit. This is Ruston's Chalky Finish paint, so it is paint, but it's just not the paint that we would be used to. And this is for my mirror in my little bathroom, and it is Georgian Grey if anyone is interested. Ah, okay, not the box I was expecting, never mind. Oh my goodness. This box is dented. Now this is not a paper shredder that I have ordered. It is in fact the most exciting thing. Oh, look at all the little peanuts in there. You don't see these packing peanuts very often anymore because they're not very environmentally friendly, but it's like a childhood thing. I like them. All right, this is exciting. This is what we have been waiting. Oh. Oh, it's burst. It's the packing peels. This is what we have been waiting for. This is our new microphone, courtesy of the Cave Stash. So thank you very much to everyone who has bought something from the Cave Stash. I have been able to use some money towards getting a new microphone for the cave, so that I don't have to use the one that's hobo rigged together anymore. So this is a Rode VideoMic Pro. They are quite expensive. The Cave has footed the bill for half of this, and the other half has come out of my very own pocket. And these are really high quality microphones, and it is one that they call it a shotgun microphone, and it mounts onto your camera. There is a little slide on bracket that you can put it straight onto. They also get a dead cat with it. Now, dead cats, these hairy covers, these are used for when you are shooting outside, and it's to help reduce wind noise. I might have to give this to Pip to play with, because we obviously don't do a lot of filming outside. So I am really excited to try this out and not have to mess about with the microphone that I'm using just now. So thanks very much to everyone that has participated in the Cave Stash, because that's the only reason that this is possible. So thank you very much. I do believe that these are retailing just now at about £160. They're quite hard to get a hold of. They do different varieties. This is the VideoMic Pro. They do a little dinky one called a VideoMic Go, and apparently the sound quality is quite good in them, and they're a lot cheaper. So if it's something that you're looking for, that's some information for you. Obviously, once I've got it up and running and we've tested it out, I'll let you know. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, this is a familiar package. This is from Julia, and I think this is an extracurricular package from her to me. I don't think this is paints that I've ordered. I've kind of lost track of stuff like that because I order far too much paint. But we are going to find out, because that's what we like to do. Yeah, this is my extracurricular package from Julia. So, okay, there's a note. There's a note. I love it when Julia sends me. She sends me things all the time. It's my favourite. Hey, here comes a few of my favourite Daniel Smith colours. So we were talking about Daniel Smith paints, and Tracy had sent me some in the last in the last haul video, and Julia and I got talking about them, and she was just letting me know that she's got favourite colours. Basically, she's enabling me to buy more paint, not only from her now, but from other places too. She's a bad influence, is Julia. Favourite Daniel Smith colours: Undersea Green. That was the one that she showed me, which I absolutely loved. I also popped in the new colours for July. I'm hoping that this haul will come out after the 1st of July. In fact, it will come out after the 1st of July, so that's okay. She says, I've also popped in the new colours for July, and this is of her own handmade paint, and they are called Harry and Ginny. Oh, so they're to go with the previous Harry Potter inspired ones, and her new stickers that she's so happy with. So thank you, Julia. I just love your mail. So let's have a little look at her stickers, because I guarantee you these are going to be awesome. Oh, they look amazing. Oh, these are so pretty. Oh, look at that. Isn't that the cutest thing you've seen? That is just lovely. And she's got a little, set of rosettes. 4-leaf clover on it. Oh, these are lovely. Now, obviously, Julia has hand painted these and had them made into stickers. Oh, she's got sparkly stickers as well. I call this the smoosher. This is basically just a big glass disc with a handle on it, and that's what Julia uses to smoosh her paint, you know, to mix the paint. It's really, really soothing to watch. I will link to one of these videos where she's doing this in the description. It's really relaxing. I quite enjoy it. Look, oh, that is just adorable. Oh, these stickers are lovely. They're really high quality as well. I like these. I might have to go and get myself some of these. Julia's Etsy store, the link will be in the description as well. I do that just about every haul video now as well, but her stuff is really high quality. She's got some washi tape aside from her paint that she makes herself, and she sells some paintbrushes and her stickers and things as well as her artwork. She's like super talented and multi-skilled as well, so you can check that out also. Okay, now we've got paint. Gem's favourite. It wouldn't be a haul video without watercolour paint, but I know we've already had some. Oh, this is exciting. So this is Harry and Ginny. Oh, look at the colours, and I'm assuming that these are the Daniel Smith ones. Okay, so we'll pop them to the side. So, funnily enough, there's 2 spaces left on here as well. So we are going to try out Harry and Ginny on here. Oh, this looks like a really lush red colour. I'm really excited about this one. I think there's a bit of sparkle in Harry as well. Ooh. Now the thing is with these paints, you do, I've just stuck my hand in that. You do have to let them dry, especially if they are of the iridescent variety. That's a big word, iridescent. Just to give them a chance, you know, for the sparkle to actually come up through. And that is just an amazing colour. I really like that colour, and I don't have anything in that sort of deep red in Julia's collection, so I'm really pleased with Harry. Ginny, perhaps not so much, just because I have quite a lot of similar colours already. But we shall test this out. They're so apt, these colours as well. I have to say, I really like Julia's packaging now. I have been buying her paint for a while, and she used to foil wrap her half pans, and they were really fiddly to get off, and it was quite frustrating because you just wanted into the paint to try it out, and you had to spend a while trying to get the wrapper off. So I really like her new wrapping. Oh, shiny. Oh my goodness, that's shiny. Oh, this is quite nice. I have to say I quite like this. And I said I've got similar colours. I actually don't think I've got anything quite as metallic as this. I may have to go and get Julia's palette and investigate. The Daniel Smith colours I'll keep for another time, because I'm going to do a video on those paints specifically in the... I was going to say not too distant future, it could be the distant future. I've got that many video ideas. But I'll let you have a look at the half pans just now while that's drying, and we'll go back and have a look at the shininess factor of Julia's paints. So that's she has written on them, thank goodness. So this is Undersea Green. Green Appetite, not to be confused with your appetite if you're hungry. And this looks like Perylene Violet. Oh no. Yeah, Perylene Violet. Green Appetite. Okay, this is Burnt Scarlet, and I'm assuming that this is going to be Mayan Yellow, which I really like the sound of. That excites me. It's like, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's a really nice colour. That's a super nice colour. I really like yellows. Yellow's like a close second to the greens. Oh, and this is Bloodstone, so I don't know what colour that's actually going to come out. I'm quite interested in that, because these are from like genuine precious stones. So, and this is Perylene Green. Look at all the paint I have. I've got so much paint. I'm really excited about these, and I kind of want to swatch them out, but I don't want to ruin it because there's going to be another video. Ah, dagnabbit. Okay, right, enough. Next. Okay, bit of a confession to make with this one. I've already filmed this, and I realised that I hadn't turned my microphone on, but I wanted to show you this package. This is definitely an enablers package, so I'd like to give special thanks to Tracy, and she was the lady that sent me the lovely tin of Daniel Smith watercolour in the little Altoids tin. It was amazing. This parcel is basically you guys' fault, so you can take credit for that. I'm just going to shift this off to the side a bit because it is rather large. Okay, so the item in question is this. This is a Daniel Smith dot card, and it's basically a sample chart of some of their watercolour paints, and I haven't had a chance to really explore all of the colours properly, and they do have a massive amount of them, so I thought this was a really nice idea to have a little go with some of them and just see what they're like. And you can see down at the bottom there is some of their iridescent and metallic colours, which is just lovely, so I'm looking forward to just playing about with this and really sort of, you know, getting to grips with some of them. They are quite expensive as watercolour paints, and I'm not sure that I want to commit to perhaps spending money buying tubes of paint. Well, especially some of the colours. I mean, these are so pretty. This electric blue is just absolutely gorgeous, but realistically the chances of me using that on a regular basis are pretty slim. That's a pretty specialist colour that doesn't really fit in with the type of thing that I would like to paint. So it's nice just to have a little tiny diddle of it to play with. So yeah, I'm going to have some fun with that. And I think they do a bigger one than this. This is the 66 colours. They do a much bigger one, and I can't remember off the top of my head how many colours are on it, but it's quite a lot. I think it's a couple of hundred. And this was relatively cheap as well. I'm just going to see if I can find my shipping slip. Whew. Say that 3 times fast. £7, so not a huge amount of money. £7, so not a huge amount of money, especially if you're just wanting to try things out. So that was, yeah, thanks to Tracy and Julia for helping with that one. The next thing I've got, I'm really excited about this because it was a bargain, and I do love a bargain. And this was in the clearance section on the Jackson's website, which the link to will be in the description for all of you. And this is a storage box. Now, this is supposed to be one of the ones that's not fit for sale at full price. So basically what they're saying is that they're rejects, but they are still fit for the purpose that they were intended for, but they're maybe not perfect. And I had a look at this, and I've been turning it over and looking, and the only thing that I can see is the clasp on here. This part of the clasp that actually hooks down over, it doesn't fasten properly, but if you just tap it with your finger, it goes down. Other than that, I don't know what's wrong with this. I don't know. Like, I really don't. So yeah, I paid £5 for this, and it is a storage box for your paints. It's got this diddly little palette as well, which I think is really cute, but I don't know if I'd use it or not. Just now what I'm doing is I am painting in acrylic, and I'm painting through in the sunroom, which is roughly over in that direction, because I'm painting on the easel. And I've got all the little tubes of acrylic that we got for the cave stash videos, and I don't really want them sitting out in sunlight. It is quite warm through there just now, just because we're in the summer months. So I thought this was a really nice thing, and it fits on the shelf underneath the windows, so I could pop the paints in here and keep them safe out of direct sunlight. So I was really pleased with this little box, and I think it's actually small enough that if you were going away somewhere, you could take, you know, plenty of supplies in it, and it's not going to take up a huge amount of room in a suitcase or whatever. I would be more concerned about the weight myself, but just an idea for those of you who are like to be out and about a little bit more. Okay, and the last thing I've got is this little box, and there's a couple of things in here. I love these packing peanuts, I just love them. This is a tube of Windsor & Newton Professional Paint in Permanent Sap Green, and it is just a little diddly tube. I have got the 48 studio set of Windsor & Newton Cotman paints, and I've had them for quite a while, and my sap green is nearly finished. Surprise, surprise. So I think after doing the review video on the professional versus the student grade paints for Windsor & Newton, I wanted to start replacing the Cotman colours with the professional set. And to be honest, this little tube, that will fill a half pan a good couple of times over. I don't need any more paint than that. They do come in bigger tubes, but for the amount of time that I would use that set of paints, this will do me just fine. So I have some empty pans, and I could just fill this up and slot it in. So that's really good if you prefer, like me, to work out of pans. I much prefer it. And what I'm tending to do now is that I am buying tubes of watercolour and then putting them into a pan, and most of them behave quite well despite that wasn't their intended purpose. And the likes of the Schminke paints, the pans that Schminke sell are basically the paint that's in the tubes. So this is much more cost effective than buying new half pans all the time, especially when you can reuse the actual plastic part. The other thing that's in here, and this was on recommendation of Julia, this is one of the Jackson's own brand Quill paintbrushes, and it is a mixture of real hair and synthetic hair, and it's supposed to mimic like the sable type hair. Up till now I have tried other brushes like that, but I just haven't been getting on very well with them. And I've gone on Julia's recommendation and tried this, and it wasn't a particularly expensive brush. This is the smallest size that they do, and this is a 10 Stroke Zito, but it does have a very fine point on it. And what Julia was explaining to me was that because it's one that holds a lot of water, because it's that mix, then you can use it for larger areas, but because it has got quite a fine point on it, you can use it for detail as well. So I just thought we would give that a quick test out, and you guys can see what it's all about. I've got the Schminke Academy paints here beside me, so that'll do nicely. So if we use the side of the brush, oh yeah, then you can get that lovely big, you can cover an area really quickly. by using the side of these types of brushes, and they do hold quite a lot of water. I have tried pure Kolinsky sable brushes and I actually find that they hold too much water. Because I tend to like detail work, a lot of the time I don't have a need to have a brush that's absolutely loaded with water. But it is nice to be able to do this without having to switch between brushes. And I mean, that's a pretty fine line. I don't even know if you can see that or not. So you have quite a lot of versatility. Oh, this is looking suspiciously like a plant. And there you go, look at all the strokes I'm managing to get in before I have to re-dip and re-wet my brush. So I really like this. I'm going to have to keep playing with it, so you'll probably see this pop up in a few painting videos that are, you know, that are yet to come while I test it out. Just now I am still favouring my 2 Milan brushes. I've got a wee teeny tiny Milan brush and I've got a number 6 round as well, and I seem to be doing the bulk of things with that, but I'm also using my original Windsor & Newton Cotman number 8 round, which it's kind of starting to fall to pieces as a paintbrush, but I'm kind of like emotionally attached to it. So it'll be interesting to see if I throw this into the mix, how much I gravitate towards different brushes. And the price for that, again, just in case you're interested and you want to find out about it, the price for that paintbrush was £4.80. So really affordable paintbrush. See, that is the smallest one. They do them in much bigger sizes. So if you tend to work on bigger canvases, then by all means you can get it in that sort of carry-on. The last thing that's in my little box with my packing peanuts is a selection of Caran d'Ache luminance pencils. And I don't have a full set of luminance pencils, and I also know that they're bringing out 24 more colours, which will make the range up to 100 pencils all in. So I had a few that are getting short, so I just wanted to get some replacements and then add to what I already have. I do have most of the earthy tones because I use these pencils for my doggy drawings, so I tend to use the reddish browns and, you know, the more sort of earthy colours. So I wanted to get some fun colours too. And there was a pencil that it basically went missing in transit when we moved, so I wanted to replace that as well. But we'll have a quick look at these colours, and you can just have a little look-see at them. So I have got here Prussian Blue, and I've also got here Grass Green. Now this is one of my pencils that's getting quite short. That's nice. This is watercolour paper, so it is going to look quite textured, but it's just the paper I have to hand. And French Grey. Again, this is one I use all the time, and I love me a French Grey. I love me a French Grey. Golden Bismuth Yellow. This is a colour I don't have. That's quite nice actually. This is like buff titanium. Oh no, it's not buff titanium. Naples Ochre. This is buff titanium, so you're not going to be able to see that. It's a very delicate sort of creamy white colour, and again I use this a lot for whiskers and also to lighten up some shades of brown, and that's particularly useful in older dogs. If you've ever seen a sort of slightly greying pooch, that's really handy for just sort of washing out their, you know, their markings. Steel Grey, this is one I don't have either. That's actually almost got a bluey tint to it. That's almost the colour of my bathroom walls that I've just painted again. And light malachite green, just because why not. So there we go. I'm quite excited about using all of these things. So anyway, on to the next. So yesterday I ventured out into the big bad world, which I haven't done for a while. The lockdown rules are starting to relax here in Scotland. It is compulsory to wear a face covering in all shops now. So I made the decision yesterday to head out to the city and just kind of like go and do everything I had to do that I've been holding off on doing. I have been very, very cautious about mixing with the general population. So because I went to the city, I did go to my P.O. box and picked up a few things, and I also went to the Range, which is one of my favourite places to physically go and shop for art stuff, because there's always something different and they have a huge variety of items. One of the things I always pick up in there is paint. The tubes are actually quite reasonably priced, and with my recent forays into acrylic painting, I just wanted to pick up a few extra tubes of colours that I seem to be using, you know, the larger tubes. In the original video it was little dinky tubes. I think they were only 60ml tubes, so these are 120, and I've picked myself up a Prussian Blue, which is one of my kind of favourite colours to use, cadmium red, more for mixing purposes, and also an olive green. These are the Windsor & Newton acrylic paints, which is the ones that I've kind of stuck with them. They're fine for what I need them for and for my skill level, and these tubes retail at about £5.50. That is a lot of paint though, you know, that's going to last you a while. So I'm just kind of like starting to build up my collection of acrylic paint now, but I'm starting to realise the colours that I'm using most frequently, and that's why I decided to buy bigger tubes. You do get these in a bigger size again. This is the 250ml size, and these are quite readily available in the shops as well. I do believe they do a bigger one again. I would suggest that that's probably more for people who paint for a living. I mean, I'm probably never going to go through that in my lifetime. But yeah, if you want to physically go out and buy paint in the UK, the range is a good place to go. You can go to Hobbycraft as well, but I've found that Hobbycraft don't stock the brands that I like, and I do find the paint's quite expensive in there as well. So that's just a heads up for those of you who are in the United Kingdom, if that's any help to you. I don't know. I usually just buy these online, but because I was going out anyway, I thought, yeah, why not? Got to buy something. The other thing that I purchased in the range as well is this set of paintbrushes. Now, number one, these are long handled brushes, which is something that I have never owned up until now. I am doing quite a lot of acrylic work on my painting easel, and I think that these brushes are better for like sort of big expressive strokes. I don't know how I'm going to get on with them. And this is just a value pack of brushes that are meant for acrylic and oil, and they have quite firm bristles on them, which again, for acrylic, I like it, and I think that's generally the way to go. Now, the thing I like about these Royal & Langnickel brushes is they always come in these like zippy bags, and these are handy to keep. So I just wanted to take them out and have a look at them. Now, there's 12 brushes in here, and this pack cost me, I think it was £9.99, so 10 Great British pounds. And it shows you a little bit on the back about the kind of marks you can achieve with each of the types of brushes. Look, I'm just really excited about this one. It's huge. Oh wow, so this is a number 12 round, and look at the pointy point on that bad boy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited about trying these out. One of the reasons I wanted to get these brushes is, in clearing out this big old drafty house, I came across half a dozen sheets of plywood, and it's quite thick plywood, but they're a really good size. They're like just bigger than A4. They fit really nicely on my painting easel as well. So I'm going to gesso them, and I want to do a set of acrylic paintings on them. So I thought I'm going to need some bigger brushes for this, because you know, you're not working on like a diddly A5 piece of paper. So we've got a number 11 flat as well, and I'm really enjoying using flat brushes with acrylics. It's not something I use in watercolour very often. I prefer round brushes for watercolour. You know, that's just what I gravitate towards. So I'm happy that there's quite a lot of flat brushes in this set. So I have a number 10 angled as well, which is really good for adding in details and things, you know, because you've got this sort of point at one end, but you can also use it flat as well. Number 7 flat. I think I've already got one of these, but not with such a nice funky handle. It does say burgundy tackle on, and that refers to the bristles, but I'm excited about the fact that they're purple because they just look nice. I've also got a number 6 angled. Let's group these together. I should have done this in order. Come on, Jem. Right, let's see what we've got for rounds, because that's where we started. So a number 1 round, which is fairly dinky, and we can use these for details and stuff, and I'm very familiar with the number 1 round. That's a size I use a lot. I also have a 5 and a 9, as well as this big chunky 12. So in this pack, you've got a really good range of brush sizes. So if you were just starting out and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this would be a brilliant set to get. But I would say this would lend itself obviously to bigger canvases, because the brush sizes go up to quite a large size. I mean, this number 11 flat's just a big doozy. So we've got an 11 and a 7. I've got a number 3 flat as well, and then we've got these angled brushes, which is a 10, a 6, and a number 2 angle as well, which again I would favour for smaller pieces, like smaller than A4 when I'm painting, just generally, not necessarily with acrylics. I also have these brushes, and they're called Bright brushes. Now, I don't know what a bright brush is. I'm not going to pretend that I do. It kind of looks like a flat brush to me, but oh, look at the difference in these. There really doesn't seem to be that much of a difference. Yeah, well, according to, if you take a look at this, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. According to this, it's giving you like a brush stroke with a gradient compared to the flat brush, which is giving you like a solid colour in one stroke. I'm going to have to do a bit of research on this because I know nothing about this. So yeah, if you want to chime in the comments and let me know, for those of you who are more seasoned painters, please feel free, because you know I like to absorb information like a sponge. So yeah, I'm quite excited. This instantly makes me want to go and paint stuff though. I've got other things to do just now. So yeah, I mean, that massive set of brushes. I've used Royal and Langnickel brushes sort of intermittently throughout my painting journey, right from when I first started to watercolour, which was about 1.5 years ago. So they're not the best brushes money can buy by any stretch of imagination, but they hold up pretty well, they age reasonably well, and they kind of do what it says on the tin. So I would recommend these brushes. Once I've used them for acrylic, I will let you know my thoughts on them. And finally, I picked up a few items from my PO box, and this is the first thing, and I'm really excited about this because someone's taken a lot of time over this envelope. It's just absolutely lovely. There's a little boy eating cake, which I'm assuming this is like stamps that have been put on. I don't know whether it's part of the envelope. I don't think it is. So I'm really quite excited about this. Oh, this is nice. Oh, look at this. This is lovely. So if this is a very handmade postcard, and I love this. And it says, "Hello Gem," and it's all been stamped. "Many thanks for all your fab art videos. I do enjoy watching them. Keep on having fun with your YouTube channel. I hope you like my postcard. Best wishes, Graham." Graham, thank you so much. This is amazing. I love stuff like this. I'm really into this, and I can see you've put a lot of effort into it as well. It's so pretty. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that like that. I really appreciate it when I can see that someone's taken time and put effort into something just to send to me, because time is something that's very precious to me because I'm a busy person. And to think that someone will be generous enough to give me that from them, I just absolutely love it. This is really nice. Graham, I'm going to put this up on my pin board. I have a pin board that sits up on that side of the desk, and quite often I stick things up there just so that I can look at them when I'm working my proper job during the day. You know, it's just something interesting. And then after that, this will graduate its way into the big book of gratitude. So thank you so much, Graham. I really appreciate that. And yeah, this is just lovely. It's one of these ones you can keep looking at it, and you keep, you know, you see something different every time. Thank you so much, Graham. I really like the fact that there's a pencil in here as well. Okay, now there's this also, and I know what this is, and I've been waiting quite a while for this particular package. And the sender, who is Nina Fairy here on YouTube, she's obviously one of our viewers. Her and her husband have been thoughtful enough to wrap this up in such a way that it's all coated in plastic, and it was so that I could disinfect it, which I just thought was really nice. But I'm totally digging the cactus paper. And in this parcel, which has come from the Canaries, I'm always banging on about how much I like the Milan paintbrushes that we've had in various boxes, subscription boxes. And this person has access to these brushes because they are a Spanish brand, and she has been generous enough to source some for me from her arty friends and whatnot and send them over from the Canary Isles. So to you, my dear, she's also a fellow Scot, although she lives in the Canaries. So I just want to thank you ever so much for this. This is so generous of you, and I'm actually really excited about this. Of course, because all I need is more paintbrushes. If it's not watercolour, it's paintbrushes. Okay. Oh, the tin's nice as well. I have a thing about tins. I love tins. Oh, we've sustained an injury, but we're all right. Oh, there's lots of things in here. Spoilers. It's just attached to the note, it says spoilers. I don't know if I want spoilers. Oh, there's artwork in here too. Oh, I love this. This is exciting. Okay. Oh, look at these. Oh, this is so pretty. See, now this is someone that can watercolour. This little cacti. Oh wow, this is lovely. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm feeling a bit emotional. I'm going to have to try and unfurl these. I'll maybe have to put some heavy books on top of them. Look at the detail in these cacti. See, this is how I want to be able to watercolour paint. This is the art goals right here for me. Oh, it's a tree. It's a tree. Oh yeah. Oh, that's quite textured as well. Oh, I like this too. I'm all about my trees. All the little blossoms falling. Oh, okay. This is lovely. Oh, thank you so much. This feels like paintbrushes. All done in green paper, you'll notice. The green is my favourite colour. I don't know whether you've done that on purpose, but... Oh, look at this. Oh wow, there's Milan everything in here. So we've got a flat and it's a 16. Oh, she sent me loads. And there's a 12 and a 10 and a 2-stroke 0 and a 6 round. This is like a detail brush. Oh. And again, this is one of these long handled ones, which is what I was just talking about with those other brushes. Oh, because that makes me want to... Oh, these are amazing. Okay. They are all from different series. The ones I'm familiar with is the 611, which is the these little round ones. So I don't know if all of these, because like this says the 621 series on it. So I don't know if this is meant to be more of an acrylic brush, but it just feels like old Taklon. So we'll investigate those in due course. And she's also sent me a twin coloured pencil. So this is obviously red and blue to try out. And I haven't tried these Milan pencils, so we'll give that a little bash as well. That'll be fun. Oh, thank you so much for sending me these brushes. This makes me happy. These little ribbons. I'm really impressed at how much time and care you guys take over wrapping stuff up if you're going to send me things. I've said that before, but it's really cool. Oh, more paintbrushes. Oh, it's more. Oh my goodness. A Milan ballpoint pen, and it's a little diddly one. Look at that. A mini Milan touch. That is so cute. Okay, these are the 101 series, and she's given me a 4 and a 7. God, I've got a lot of paintbrushes to try out. Whew. Oh, there's a box here. Oh, goodness me. How much stuff have you sent me? Oh, these look like pencil grippers. Yeah. I don't know if this pencil will fit in. Yeah, it does. This is to make it more comfortable to hold your pencil. They look like sweets though, don't they? So she sent me 2 of those as well. I mean, I could just sit here and play with this all day, and never mind the whole video. See, if I'd opened this first, the rest of the video wouldn't have been done. Oh yay. One of these little Milan combos. I've got a couple of these already, so I'm starting to build up a collection. And we've got this sort of arch-shaped eraser, and I'm assuming there's going to be a pencil sharpener in the bottom. But look at his little... It's like a superhero cat that's on it. It's a really funky design. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a single hole sharpener in the bottom part as well, and this will just split in the middle, yeah, so you can empty it out. These are lovely. I think I've got about 4 of these now. This is the last one. Got all this green tissue paper. I'm going to keep this. It's another tin. Oh, wow. Oh. Do you love a good tin? Oh, it's got paint in it. Handmade paints. Espagnoletto Aquarella. Spanish watercolour. Okay. Oh, she's put paper and everything in. Oh, this way. Okay, I'm trying to match up the code, the key here. Yeah, so that is a Hooker's green, and this is a Viridian. This one's nice as well, a turquoise blue. Oh, look how dinky the pans are. Oh, these are so cute. So this is like a half pan size, so I'm assuming that this might be like a quarter pan maybe? And a little tiny paintbrush as well. It's the cutest little paintbrush. Look at the size of it. I've only got small hands and that fits in my hand. That's hilarious. This is amazing. I'm so excited. I'm becoming like the queen of mini watercolour sets. Right, okay, I'm going to have to open this letter now because I need to know what the bejeep's going on here. Oh, goodness me. It's like a regal scroll. Look. Just going to leave that attached there. Okay. Here we go. Hear ye, hear ye. Hi, Jem. I hope this all reaches you safely and before we're both ancient. My track history with post between here and Scotland isn't encouraging, so I'm crossing my fingers. You should be nicely settling into your new cave by now. I hope you and Mr. Jem and your wee woofers are enjoying the new gaff. So very Scottish. I love that she's written this in her Scottish accent. Hopefully it's a good spot for some review, unboxing and watercolour videos. Hint, hint. I do really enjoy your videos. I appreciate your honesty and of course your banter. Before I say anything about the paints I sent, which I was not expecting, this box didn't cost me much. It was either bought on sale in bulk or free mostly, so don't worry that I've spent a lot. I just want you to try the Espanoletto paints from the last Spanish paint factory because I've never seen anyone else paint with them. Oh, well that's interesting. Oh, and clearly didn't read the description of the pans. The handmade paints are something my husband and I do just for fun. I thought you might like to play with them. I enjoy the texture and added lavender to make them smell. Oh, they smell? Oh, they do smell. Wow. Oh, they smell lovely. That's the first time I've ever had scented paints. That's unique. Oh, I've lost my place now. Okay. Yes, okay, make for fun, just thought you'd like to play with them. I enjoy the texture and added lavender to make them smell chilled, hee hee. The Maries are a nice cheap Chinese paint. I really struggled with the colour choice as there's a nice green in the set, but you can mix it using the blue and ochre, so... I hope you like my art. Guess who's inspired me to go painting trees? You can really see the textures in that one. Didn't I just say that? That you can, okay, you can really see the textures in that one and you can feel it too. It feels lumpy bumpy, guys. The print is a Tunera, my fave way to test paints. Thanks for your videos, sharing your journey and inspiring folk to get arty. From Susie. Oh, what's that? Okay. Contents. Milan brushes. I chucked in a few different types of brushes so you can test the quality. Yes, we'll be doing that. Milan extras. There's some stationery so you can check out what else they've got going on. Mini palette, a selection of paints to play with, handmade with local pigments, Espanolettos and Maries with a tiny Cinelli brush. Yeah, I can call it a baby brush. Tree painting, inspired by your tutorial and painted with the handmade paints. Oh. Tunera print, I love painting these to test my paints. Painted with Espanolettos. I feel absolutely ruined right now, do you know that? I really do. This is just awesome. Susie, thank you so much for sending this over. Like I can't word right now. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, thank you. I think we're gonna have to do a paintbrush testing video, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if that's something that you fancy checking out. I keep looking at this postcard that Graham sent as well. It's just sat off to the side there. It's so pretty. Once again, you have been fabulous. I've enjoyed collecting all this stuff and I think this is going to generate enough videos for about the next decade, so that is excellent. I welcome all your comments. If you've made it this far in this video, please give it a thumbs up because you've obviously enjoyed yourself if you're still here, and we shall see you back in the cave on Sunday for another video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye for now.